Reactions to the visit by former Anambra State Governor and presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 election, Peter Obi, to Oyo State to commiserate with the victims of the recent Ibadan explosion. Peter Obi was accompanied by activist and politician Aisha Yusufu and some Labour Party chieftains. They met with the governor of the state, Seyi Makinde, who thanked Obi for the visit and claimed that out of the 3 politicians who contested for the 2023 elections, the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, ATIKU Abubakar, has not called or even sent a condolence text message over the explosion.
Particularly grateful because the president called me. You're 3 musketeers that went for that election. The president has reached out to me. You have reached out to me. But my own party candidate, not even a call or a text message. I mean, I'm saying it openly so that our leaders will know that you have time for politics, you have time for governance, and you have time for humanity. We want to say thank you so much, sir, and we appreciate this visit.
Well, the spokesman to ATIKU Abubakar, Paul Ibe, issued a statement clarifying that ATIKU sent his condolences to the victims of the Ibadan explosion as well as the Oyo State government, but that perhaps Makinde may have been too busy to keep track of media reports on the incident. Well, Rufai, Ayo, I mean, you did hear Seyi Makinde in that video. I mean, I did see that tweet. I believe it was January 17th, which I'll read. ATIKU did send a tweet out, but Seyi Makinde was saying that he wanted a phone call or even just a text message. Let me read ATIKU's tweet. ATIKU on the 17th of January wrote, "I wish to express my condolences to the good people and government of Oyo State over the explosion that rocked the capital city of Ibadan late yesterday night. While the government continues to provide humanitarian support to victims of the explosion, I commiserate with the families of those who might have lost their lives and property to the explosion." Of course, there was a fallout in the PDP. He was part of the G5. I mean, I don't know, he expected ATIKU to give him a phone call, which I think would have been the right thing to do. I mean, maybe just to close the gap with all of that. Politics is over. It's time for governance now. I mean, he appears to be reaching out to ATIKU Abubakar at this time. Rufai.
Does it miss ATIKU Abubakar?
Already.
So much.
Already.
So soon, when they were doing G5 and he had the state in his hand and he flipped it towards President TINUBU. He didn't know that there were consequences. I think what ATIKU Abubakar has done by condoling, sending a general message on Twitter is all right.
It's enough, right?
It's enough. The question you should ask Seyi Makinde is, when last has he called ATIKU Abubakar?
Okay.
That's the question you should ask him. See, and why didn't he say that why didn't he add Kwankwaso to the mix? Because there were many other candidates. Why is he focusing on ATIKU alone? I mean, Peter Obi went there to miss him and all of that. Peter Obi has got no problem with him. But do you know the betrayal ATIKU Abubakar is dealing with? Huh? You betrayed your own party man. Where's party loyalty? Because somebody had qualms with ATIKU Abubakar, that's Mr. Wiki. You people went against your party. And you, Seyi Makinde, you joined them. Now you are saying that ATIKU should come to Oyo State. You want to beat a man and expect the man to come and cry in your front and be pushing his head? No, you should not do that now. ATIKU Abubakar said, sorry about what happened. We all condone. Peter Obi went there. Yes, it's good, but it's ATIKU's prerogative. But it's not because you are not chummy with ATIKU. If you're on talking terms and he didn't come to visit you, that's another case entirely. But Peter Obi has no problems with anybody, so he went there. All of this, Seyi Makinde, and why is he saying it in public? Can I ask, does Seyi Makinde have Alhaji ATIKU Abubakar's number? So why don't you take the phone and text him? That Baba, I'm marrying. Why don't you text ATIKU Abubakar? Why are you coming to say this in public? So let me tell you something now, Oji. I put it to you that it is now Seyi Makinde that is playing politics with the sufferings of Oyo people that were attacked in that explosion. And Seyi Makinde should stop it. Focus on your focus. Day your day. Focus on how you are going to ameliorate the challenge and how the investigation is going to come out. and how we can bring people, succor back to the people. At least how we can start to help those people to get relocation places. And how we can also advertise the need for insurance. I doubt if most of those homes are insured. And ensure that, we condole with those people properly. Not now bringing into the fact that ATIKU Abubakar didn't call you. Now you are the one that is turning this into politics. As against what he said, that the type of politics, now you are the one that is bringing politics into it. Because also you could have equally mentioned the other candidates. You could have equally mentioned Kwankwaso. You could have even mentioned all the other candidates that ran in the election. And they were not three main candidates. Kwankwaso
he said three musketeers.
It's an insult to Kwankwaso because Kwankwaso got over 1 million votes.
1 million is a large amount.
It's a lot of votes.
It's a lot
in an election where the grand winner was 8 million or thereabout. Kwankwaso got over one. You could have mentioned Kwankwaso names. So Sheja should watch it.
All right. Well, before I come to you, know that the PDP has just been in tatters. That's what I would call it at this time. Over the weekend, we had a guest, Dr. Pierce, who had said that no, we can't say that the PDP is not rocking at this point. But you saw Daniel Bwala in France. If you can pull up that picture, Daniel Bwala visited TINUBU in France. But it's not the first time. He did go. And then Dr. Pierce was saying that he's not a PDP member. In fact, he's a political jobber. Yeah, that's the picture. That picture has been
and he's
trending.
defending his work.
Yes, it is. But let me take a tweet from Frank Shaibu, who actually responded to this picture. Frank Shaibu wrote, "The only time figures and homogenes were mentioned in the Bible was in 2 Timothy 1:15-18, and it was for abandoning Paul and the gospel. Can you imagine your legacy being left behind as a traitor? Apostle Paul knew the pain of betrayal. He also knew the comfort and camaraderie." Dr. Pierce has said Daniel Bwala is a political jobber at this point. But, the PDP, there's no more G5. It's now G1. And that the head of that G1 is Minister Governor Wike.
Well, from that visit and the statement of Mr. Peter Witu, Governor Seyi Makinde, obviously the G5 is not dead yet. There are still remnants of the G5, hence why he would make such a statement to the presidential candidate or about the presidential candidate of his party. Now, going to Mr. Frank Shaibu's, it's so wonderful to see different sides of the politics or political parties play and speak to themselves like this. At some point, they were in the same camp and they were speaking for the same party, and now he started quoting Bible scriptures to describe the betrayal. But before it brings me to your point about what Alhaji ATIKU Abubakar must be going through, especially with regards to the level of betrayal. But this is politics, and we've seen it happen year after year, whereby there are no permanent friends or enemies, just permanent interests. And that's what Daniel Bwala has done. He has just aligned with his interest as it currently stands with the current president of Nigeria. However, there's a lot to be said then about character, integrity, whether you want to trust him fully, because if he could, he said many unprintable things about President Bola Ahmed Tinubu during the campaign season, and to see them now shoulder to shoulder, smiling, well, I hope that President Tinubu will eat with him with a long stick, because anything can happen. If he loses the second term and is with another person, Daniel Bwala might very well just move camp again and say it's not politics, it's just the way it works. But let me go back to the first statement by Mr. Governor Seyi Makinde. His statement was very weighty. In fact, there were many stray bullets there because, number one, referring to the three candidates as musketeers. I don't think that was very flattering. I thought it was a bit derogatory in terms of the three musketeers, including the president. So he included the president of the Federal Republic as a musketeer, referring to that very popular book, The Three, with the same name title. But also he talked about, he neglected Kwankwaso. So he was saying that he discountenanced his involvement in
can we just be fair? He's saying the three top candidates.
Yeah, but it's still musketeers. But at some point it was the four musketeers, wasn't it? But beyond that, I'm just saying that stray bullets. So I didn't say that was the main thing. I said there were some stray bullets hitting some people just by themselves. But beyond that, very importantly, first, I must give him kudos for the way he handled this Ibadan explosion. he was very on top of things, and he gave consistent updates on his social media platform. The same social media platform that is not now sufficient for him in terms of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar sending his commiserations and condolences to him and the state. I think it was a cheap tactic, and he should deviate from that. He's a very popular governor. The people seem to like him a lot. He's done quite a lot, a bit for the people of Oyo State, and just governing the state. So he should move away from that. But then I must also commend Mr. Peter Obi for being a statesman in every sense of the word, and representing or changing the face of opposition as we know it in Nigeria, especially with regards to being very involved in matters concerning people, visiting, giving, making the right move. Say what you may, might be politics, whatever, but he's doing the right thing. This is what we called for the president to do when there were instances in different parts of the country where we said, show up, show empathy, let the people see you, let them see their leader. That is the true mark of a leader who is able to identify with people in their lowest of states, beyond political differences, beyond political affiliations. I thought that was really good to mention.